Hey guys, welcome back to High Top Sports Georgia. Big W for the Bulldogs over Tennessee Tech today. And this show is brought to you by BetUS. Got Cody the Professor here. We're going to talk about the Dogs a little bit, how they looked. Trevor Etienne gets his first start. Obviously sits out against game one against Clemson. Then a couple of pros. Brock Bowers, Lab McConkey getting it done today. Yesterday. Today. First day in the NFL. Great stuff there. So Cody, let's talk about this game though in Tennessee Tech. And then we'll talk a little bit about Kentucky going into next week, but just handling business as, anybody would expect the Dogs to against Tennessee Tech. But Trevor Etienne, 5 carries, 78 yards, looking like what he did at Florida. Shot out of a cannon, straight down the football field. Nobody can stop him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And to be fair, it is Tennessee Tech, but they also laid a whooping on Clemson the week before. So it's not like they've played powder puff, and they haven't played anybody like some other teams that we've watched. They did play Clemson, they beat them to sleep. So, and then they beat Tennessee to sleep. When I watch Georgia football, linebackers are fast, they're sound. That's the epitome of their defense. They play a light box. They got speed all over the place. Good tacklers, and then on offense, they spread the ball around. They spread the wealth. I think they might be better this year, just because they were a little bit more one-dimensional last year. They knew who their playmakers were, but boy, that running back room is extremely deep. And then they have the wide receivers, they have tight ends. They are just pumping on all cylinders. They are probably the best team not named Texas right now. Looking into week 2.
18 for 25, 242, 5 touchdowns, little stat pattern there for Carson Beck in that Heisman campaign this year. Hey, I don't think, not that Georgia was probably concerned about their stock at quarterback, but Brock Vandagriff did not look too Brocky at Kentucky, but Gunnar Stockton came in with 10 for 12 for 90 yards. And again, Trevor Etienne and Nate Frazier, both a lot of carries, six carries for Nate Frazier for 28 yards, but Trevor 5 on 78 for 15 yards a carry, a load for that young man. But look, this wasn't, a game that Dog fans are too worried about. But heading into Kentucky, I think this game was anticipated to be a little bit closer, but not so much. And again, this show is brought to you by BetUS. And when you use the code YouTube150, you get back 50% on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So go ahead and check out BetUS at BetUS.com. But they play Kentucky, obviously, this week. And the spread on BetUS is 23.5. And when I first read it out loud, I go, man, that's a lot. And then Cody reminded me, well, Kentucky's just complete and utter dog shit. So there's no need to be concerned, I feel like, with Kentucky. I thought this game was going to be a lot more of a fun contest, but they got absolutely skull-dragged against South Carolina this past weekend.
Kentucky might be the worst team in the SEC after what I saw today. They do not have – they do no, for real. Everybody makes jabs at Florida. Miami looked good again yesterday. I'm telling you, they got offensive line problems. They have defensive problems. They have no weapons. They don't have a running back like they have in the past with Smoke and everybody else that they've had. It's just, it seems like Mark Stoops might have the worst team that he's ever had talent-wise. Quarterback, Vandagriff, not it. I think he actually got benched at one point. It's not looking good for the Big Blue.
They went to the portal the last 2 years for quarterbacks after the departure of Will Levis, and it hasn't really been the best, most favorable fix for them. Again, Ray Davis they had last year, but they've seemed to kind of, like you said, dwindle off year over year and try to patch a few things in the transfer portal, but hasn't really been the answer thus far. And then quick shout out to some dogs in the NFL today. Lab McConkey gets a tutty for the Chargers' first win, and Jim Harbaugh. I don't know how Dogs fans feel about Harbaugh coaching, their guy. But Brock Bowers, 8 targets, 6 catches for 58 yards in their loss with the Raiders. But 8 targets for Brock Bowers. Love seeing that in his rookie campaign. But the Dogs making an impact in the NFL as we thought they would. But Lab McConkey is so fun to watch. I loved watching him last year play for the Dogs, even though, not much of a loving the Dogs having success. Definitely fun to watch those guys play and watch them do some great things. So kudos to those guys in the NFL. Well, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed today's show. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. We'll be having more content later this week, prepping for Georgia versus Kentucky. Should be another blowout, but then it heats up. got Alabama, Texas coming in, Ole Miss. That dog schedule is going to be a fun one to watch this year. We'll see you guys in the next one.